Hey folks, it's your main man Ian. I'm here with some of my own dogs and some of my clients' dogs in the social yard. And I wanted to talk to you about this idea of trying to find as many different ways to find fulfillment with your dog as possible. Oftentimes, owners are struggling to do things like, with this particular dog. She's not quite ready to go to a dog park and socialize with a bunch of dogs. And there were times where Charlie, for example, that little pug, he wasn't able to go to restaurants and house parties and socialize with people. There was a time Sky wasn't really able to be off leash because she didn't come back when called. And my own dog, Emma, the Rottweiler, and there was a time when walking her on leash in crowded scenarios really wasn't enjoyable for us. When we have alternate ways to fulfill our dog's needs, like playing with them with toys, doing like nose work, maybe playing hide and seek with them, putting them on a treadmill, taking them on a bicycle ride, even something as simple as pulling out a snuffle mat or a Kong and giving them some fulfillment through finding their food. Maybe, it's an agility course, or we take the dog through obstacles that we find in our neighborhood. Perhaps we play hide and seek with the dog and we go and hide, and then we have the dog come and find us. Maybe we simply learn to enjoy doing obedience exercises with our dog using some sort of reward, like a toy or a treat. There are so many ways to fulfill your dog's needs for exercise and your need for companionship and bonding beyond walking the dog and petting the dog and having the dog socialize with people and dogs. Oftentimes what we see as trainers is when owners don't have other ways to find fulfillment with their dogs, they feel an immense pressure. Man, I got to get this dog to the point where it could go to a coffee shop because I like going to coffee shops, and I should be able to bring my dog to the coffee shop. I should like doing what I like to do. But let's say, for example, we realize, hey, our dog's not ready yet to be at a coffee shop. People are going to approach, maybe try to touch our dog. Maybe our dog's not sure even how to do obedience commands in a coffee shop. So what we could do is tell the dog, hey, look, we're going to stop by this park on the way to the coffee shop. I'm going to pull out a toy. We're going to play for a little bit. And then when I go to get my coffee, you're just going to wait in the car for a period of time, and then when I'm done doing coffee, I'll pull you out and we'll go play somewhere else. Maybe we have a dog, for example, that struggles on their walks doing obedience exercises, and so we get a treadmill, and we tell the dog, hey, look, I'm going to get exercise for you accomplished by putting you on the treadmill, so I'm going to know you're going to get 30 minutes to an hour of walking, but when I take you out and we are going on a walk, I want to work on obedience exercises. I don't want to have to worry about getting 30 minutes to an hour in of a constructive walk. That may not be possible. So what I'm going to do is take you out and just for 5 or 10 minutes practice walking around with you in a new place and give you food or give you a reward of some sort. My own dog, Emaniti, for example, because we had so much fun playing with toys, I didn't really feel bad that for a year or so, it wasn't really possible for me to enjoy walking Emma in very high traffic areas with people. And so what we would do is we would play and we would have a great time playing. And then, if I wanted to go somewhere and there was too many people and was going to be distracted, I didn't feel like if I didn't bring Emma, we didn't have our time together that day to bond and find fulfillment with one another. Sky's a dog that for the longest time, she didn't understand how to be off leash, this black lab you see there. And so the owner would just walk her 30 minutes to an hour a day, and that was working out fine. If she had let her off leash, it would have created frustration. And that's what I'm really want to help everybody understand, folks. When there is this pressure and we feel like I have to get the walk mastered, I have to get off-leash training mastered, I have to get my dog to learn how to socialize with guests, I have to let my dog socialize with dogs, what can happen is we can create a pressure cooker for ourselves and our dogs where we keep going back to work on this thing, but the reality is there's so many other things we could work on that would be less stressful. And if we work on those things and eventually go back to that thing we're struggling with, we may find we have a whole different experience. And I mean, that's the case with a lot of these dogs here. I mean, the pug, he was really struggling meeting people. So for a while, we just said, the pug's not meeting anybody. No one's petting him. We're not putting him in any situations where anybody's going to meet him. After a few months of no one meeting him, and us not having to feel pressured that we're watching him or we're ready to address him if he becomes aggressive, or we have to coach people, oh my God, don't touch him this way, don't touch him that way. We just focused on off-leash skills with him. We focused on on-leash walks with him. We focused on playing with him with toys. And what we found is a month or two later, when we began socializing him with people again, he did incredible. And time again, we see this. I mean, Emaniti, I didn't walk her off-leash for a while, or on-leash for a while, and then eventually when I went back on-leash, even without a training collar, even without rewards, Emma did incredible. So, folks, find as many ways to fulfill yourself and your dog as you can, and that will put less pressure on your training goals being accomplished in a very short period of time, or perhaps your concerns or your problems you're facing, making them go away in a very quick period of time, which can create a lot of stress and, lead us to not have as much fun training. So I hope you found this video helpful. As always, like and subscribe. And of course, we're always available for remote consultations. Just go on my website and you can book a consultation there. Also have my poetry book available for sale on my website. And we put content up on all other social media platforms regularly. Remember, as always, folks, we don't blame them. We train them. Until next time.